Hello class, we're back for review number 2 and today we will be talking about social capital and communities. My name is Carter Vocal.
And my name is Burns Beaver.
So in the I article, Embeddedness and Immigration, Notes on Social Determinants of Economic Action, Coleman defines social capital as a variety of entities with two characteristics in common. They all consist of some aspect of social structures and they facilitate actions within that structure.
And to us, this means that social capital is a collective value of all social networks. All networks have this relationship between people who live and work with each other in a society that ends up where all the networks that happen collectively make society run more effectively or a community run more effectively.
Coleman also notes that social capital is intangible, and that's what separates it from other forms of capital, because you aren't necessarily getting a good right away, but you are making social ties. The social ties not only benefit the two parties interacting, but they also benefit the third party of the society as a whole.
Because social capital is essentially a relationship between people, it can then be broken down into different parts if we consider these relationships ties. These ties can be strong like embedded ties or weak like arm's length ties.
Embedded ties are essentially the strong ties. These are the ties between individuals or companies that are based on trust and reciprocity.
The only problem with embedded ties is that if you trust too many people in a capitalist market, then you're not going to have a competitive advantage once you need to get down and find cheap labor or things like that.
Arm's length ties are the weaker ties among individuals or people.
And in this case, arm's length ties can be considered beneficial when you look at a capitalist and a proletariat, because here the capitalist can exploit the proletariat, and because of the arm's length ties, there's no hard feelings or anything of that sort. But one thing that can be bad about having arm's length ties in an organization is that there's no transparency between the relationships of the workers. So this means that people might not agree on the same thing, and people high up in the organization might not know what's going on with other people, thus causing the organization to fail.
This is our representation of strong ties and weak ties, and the double lines on this diagram represent the stronger or the embedded ties because they are in direct communication with the central figure or the boss, whereas the single lines and the dotted lines below that represent the weaker ties, as communication is further distance between the top of the organization and the workers.
To sum it up, communities are formed from social capital because ties between people build relationships, and these relationships can end up promoting the growth and movement of goods and services, which can lead to a self-sustaining economy or community.
Thank you for watching our video. Until next time, have a good one.